It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good.
Hello, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. And hi to those of you watching on Twitch, and if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to join us for this show, The Deck of Many Worlds, every Thursday at 5 p.m. EST time zones for the live show. This is now episode 3. We're already on the 3rd episode of the show. It feels like it's the first one all over again. My DM anxieties are flaring up, but it's fine. We're going to get through this. Let's go around today's wonderful, wonderful selection of players and introduce everyone. So, starting on my direct right, Birdie.
Hey, you're over there. Hey, hi, everyone. I am Birdie, aka the Birdie-saurus, and I am a Twitch streamer and YouTuber and all those fun things. You can find me everywhere at the Birdie-saurus, but in this game, I am Bobcat Johnson. I'm a human druid, and I'm just, man, I just want to get the ring off my wrist. I would like to keep my hand, that's all. I just want to keep my hand.
Well, I mean, maybe I'll let you keep your hand, or maybe something else terrible will happen and you'll lose other limbs. Who knows?
I don't like that.
Cleric, how about you?
Hi, how are you doing, right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right,
Yeah.
so hi, I'm Kat. I'm a Cleric of Cord. I am playing Pepper, the gnome rogue who's a bit of a swashbuckler. And also mother to a gaggle of street kids whom she's, I figure if the curator's going to blackmail her into doing work for him, she blackmailed him right back into giving all of the street kids jobs. So one less thing she has to worry about. And she is always accompanied by her faithful companion, Oscar the Mastiff, who is... has the most plot armor of any NPC or PC I've ever met.
Just because your DM loves dogs and could not possibly hurt him.
This is true.
All right, next up, Herm.
Hola, I am at Hermley on the Twitters. I'm playing Petey, a cleric of Lathander who's like just totally chill, man. Happy to be here. Happy to have some fun.
Those are the best kind of clerics. I already love them. Okay, and last but not least, do I just say GOJG? Surely there's something
you could say Jess, you could say go_JG, it's all good. I can do it now that I did it. Hi! I'm Jess at go_JG in most places on Twitch and Twitter and all the things. I stream, I do podcasts. As of last weekend, I'm a game designer. So that's cool and new and exciting. And I'm very excited. Today I am playing Gifts on Your Doorstep, the Tabaxi Wizard of Necromancy.
A necromancy wizard. I don't think I've ever played in a game with a necromancy wizard. I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be great. Okay, so before we get going, we're just going to go through our wonderful and very kind sponsors for today. So starting with Fantasy Grounds, which is basically our tabletop platform of choice. So all those really cute rolls that you're going to see tonight, apart from mine because I'm rolling real dice because my computer is throwing a tizzy. All of that from the rest of the players are using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. We're also sponsored by Whalen Games, which I have actually used in the past. They're really great, super quick delivery. I'm just about to fall off my chair. Okay, I'm good. They're also super good for miniatures, like Warhammer 40k, Malifaux, all the good stuff. And they usually have 20% off RRP as well, which is super great. We also have Tabletop Loot, who sell the most gorgeous dice. When we hit 20 retweets, we give away a set of dice for you to possibly win in chat. And so yeah, you can also hang on, I've lost my place completely. You can also support the show by retweeting here in chat. This time I'm actually going to doing this impact in Twitch because maybe I can. Maybe it'll work. No, it didn't. Oh well, I tried and now I'm really embarrassed. No, I'm not really. You can also donate to the channel and affect the game by giving players nat 1s, 20s, wild magic surges, which I have a lot of fun with. And I actually have the table ready to go, so please give me an excuse to use it. And this month's special, the table of pets, which I don't have ready, so maybe also use it just to see me scramble about and try and find it. So really, the world's your oyster. If there's a moment you love in the show, please clip it because we love to see these, especially the dumb, stupid, funny moments because we just crack up watching them. And without any further ado, I believe it is time to get started with episode 3 of Deck of Many Worlds. Are you
I would
ready?
like to first request an oyster as a pet. I think that would be a great idea.
I think that's great. Have all the pets you want because the only reason Oscar is safe is because he is a doggo. Your oyster might not be quite as armored by plot.
He literally lives in armor.
Someone will eat your pet.
Yeah, just a little squirt of lemon.
They
Just
sound
a fresh
pretty
lemon. Yeah. On a bed of ice.
Oh. Yeah, definitely gonna get you.
Yes, or smoked. Just smoked.
So if you would like to,
just waiting how to eat them.
if you would like to donate a pet to one of the players, which will probably then be eaten by another player, please do. Anyway, let's get started before we run out of time completely. Now, the clear weather from the day before seems to have persisted, as once again a bright morning shines down upon the City of Splendors, Waterdeep. Every whitewashed and brick wall glows with the warmth of the sun, and one must avert one's eyes from the light reflected in the windows and steel. It is not, however, quite perfect. After all, this sort of heat before long will no doubt bring up the scent of the sewers and the docks. But for now, in the bright clarity of early morning, it is most pleasant. Now, Bobcat Johnson and Pepper, you returned from your previous errand, retrieving the card representing the elemental plane of water known as the Deep, the previous evening. As a quick reminder, the Deep card gives you the ability to cast a spell water breathing once per day, which is its particular ability. And you have indeed returned it to the deck box with the other 2 cards that you currently possess, and probably, I assume, went your separate ways to turn in for the night. Did you keep the same sleeping arrangements as the night before?
Yeah,
Bobcat
Pepper
did,
would
yeah.
have.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, Pepper. She made sure all the kids were tucked in and had a good dinner. Probably raided the curator's kitchen again, fixed them all a nice hearty meal, and got them all tucked in. With Oscar watching over them, she may have stayed up a little bit later, kind of finding a place up high to perch on, looking out over the water and the moon in the city. It's only been 2 days and it's getting a little domesticated for her. She's not used to this.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
What about Bobcat?
Bobcat went back to the zoo, tended to all the animals. This time he paid special attention to the like aquatic area, almost as if to say, "I'm really sorry I killed your cousins, and please don't hurt me. I promise I'll try not to kill them next time." And kind of like tapped one of the little fish on its little slimy scaly head. Or scales? Yeah, fish have scales. That's a thing. And then he definitely got some good rest. He was sleepy.
Well, luckily you don't get the impression from any fish or aquatic beasties you speak to that they're particularly peeved off about you taking out the Sahagin. After all, the Sahagin aren't necessarily like benevolent tenders of the aquatic environment. They are another kind of sect of humanoids. Doesn't make them any more special necessarily to the sea critters than those of you above the land.
Bobcat doesn't
However,
know that.
No, you don't. You don't indeed. But nothing tries to eat you, so there's that. And you settle but down, the pair of you, for eventually eventually a good night's sleep. Now, this evening, perhaps thankfully, neither of you are subjected to any dreams, mysterious or otherwise, and you awake the following morning feeling refreshed, and the city is yours.
Well, I think once the kids are fed and settled in, if the curator doesn't have anything right away for them to do, Pepper's going to kind of go hit the streets. She's got
Okay.
a dice with her. She's got Oscar with her, and they're going to head to a few of the more unsavory areas. It's been a while since she's rolled some dice.
Yeah, drum up a little bit of early morning business.
Yep.
All right, well, could you roll for me, let's see, just a general, roll for me a general sleight of hand check, just to see how your morning entrepreneurship goes.
That's a 17.
17. Okay, yeah, you have a pretty successful morning. Like a lot of sailors who have been working long shifts, or just some folk who are interested by your merrymaking with these dice, upbeat by your games, and they'll fall for your tricks a few times. You probably make a tidy, maybe, you're not out for that long because you've already been here for the morning, but you probably make a good like 10, 15 gold. Let's call it 15 because I'm feeling generous.
Excellent.
How about you, Bobcat?
So Bobcat got up and made the rounds and made sure all the animals were taken care of, made sure the kids that came into work today knew what their duties were and stuff. And then he started getting a little rumbly in his belly, and he remembered how delicious that breakfast was that Pepper made the day before. So he heads back over to the antique shop, hoping to find a warm home-cooked meal, only to see that Pepper has already left, and he gets real sad and just kind of like sits down at the table waiting for the curator to show up, or for someone to come feed him some scraps or leftovers or something like that.
So after a few minutes, the curator does indeed step inside, and he's holding a book in one hand, and in the other hand is holding like a mug of hot coffee, and there is a mage hand just floating above, stirring a spoon gently in the coffee. He doesn't look tired per se, just that usual kind of quiet, thoughtful expression on his face as he heads into the kitchen. He looks up as if expecting something worse than you, and then sighs. Oh, thank goodness, Bobcat, it's only you. I thought the kitchen might be swarming with those children again.
No, unfortunately, no one's here. I'm a little bit upset. I thought there was going to be breakfast, but, I guess no one cares about you and me, curator sir.
I mean, I grew used to that a long time ago. I've lived a long time, and you just tend to get used to it. And indeed, it seems like Pepper's companion? No, that doesn't sound right. I can't think of the right word for the situation she's in at all. Her wards, her charges, that works a bit better. If I can say something for them, they're certainly eager to start fairly early. I've never known anyone that young to get up in the morning at quite such a time as they. So yes, they're already hopefully not breaking anything. That's he looks a little bit distracted and unsure for a moment. But yes,
How have they done out there in the warehouse, man?
Well, they've been all right, actually. I tend to keep them away from the more potent relics. Mostly mundane items, artifacts, minor enchantments, that sort of thing. Nothing they should have any accidents with. Let's say that. And well, if they did, that there is a lot of warding on the more expensive items. I'm sure they wouldn't get past that. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Your friend Pepper, yes, she headed out a little bit earlier. I think she was going to do some, hustles?
Oh, no, that sounds right.
But if you are hungry, whatever is left, you are welcome to. And he starts to look through some cupboards with, again, a slightly concerned expression. Although I will say there's not an awful lot. Oh, they've left some oats. Would you like some porridge?
Don't you have like Water Davy and Pop-Tarts? You got anything? So little pastries?
If there's one person in Waterdeep who doesn't have Pop-Tarts, it's probably this old guy.
All right, man. I guess I'll take some oats. You have sugar? At least I can put some sugar in them.
Oh, of course we have sugar. I think I might have some blueberries as well somewhere. I'll have a look around.
All right.
And then you cobble together quite a tasty and healthy breakfast, and you probably feel all the better for it.
Oh, yay. I even, just for good measure, I dropped a good berry or two in there. For a little extra pep.
Always. As you're kind of putting this breakfast together, he looks over at us. By the way, I was going to wait until your companion had returned, but
I can't hear. Am I the only one that can't hear anymore?
Can't hear anything.
No. Okay. Rachel's having all kinds of problems with her computer today.
Yep.
Oh, she froze.
Oh, I think we may have lost her.
We lost her for a second.
Or she's really
What
good at
flavors-
standing just perfectly still.
What
Well, yeah,
flavors
she's good
would
at that.
Waterdeep Pop-Tarts come in?
That's what I was
Blueberry.
wondering. Yes.
There we go.
Fish.
No, we
She's
still can't hear you now.
Fish,
You're back, but we
fish
can't hear you.
Pop-Tarts.
What?
Good,
bad?
Yes, yes.
There you are. There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Okay.
There we go. Okay, as you're putting this breakfast together, Markello looks up at you. Yes, that reminds me, I was going to wait until your companion Pepper returned, but I've been in contact with some of my colleagues and acquaintances in the Magister's circles this morning, and I've had in a few unusual reports, well, more unusual than usual for Waterdeep, I suppose. It could be potentially another lead to the next card. I don't know if you've checked the secret yet this morning.
I've not looked. No, I was hoping to come get some breakfast before we started all this mess. I mean, I had to work a little harder than I wanted to get that, but I was hoping Pepper would come back because I don't want to run off and do this on my own. So I was gonna wait till she got here.
No, I
too.
wouldn't recommend you go off on your own. That's a very bad idea. Well, understandable. I mean, some of us have been up for hours. Some of us don't even sleep. Some of us meditate through the night, and that does us just fine. You really should, you're a human, yes?
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard to tell. Yes, well, maybe you should try meditation sometime. I've heard it's really good for you.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
And
Thanks.
kale. Kale is also very healthy.
I do like kale. We're good there. Yeah. Anyway, enough health advice. Shall we look at the secret card? When I pull it out.
So today, once again, the seeker is looking out at the front of the card and facing you, holding open the heavy gilded book, fairly clear to see. This time, you notice there is a small smile on his lips, and the expression is a little softer than it has been in the past. On the page, you see what appears to be a beautiful white doe standing to attention in the midst of this beautiful green verdant forest, her ears pricked at some sound somewhere. There's all this gold leaf detailing picking out the shapes of countless plant species all around her, and you can see the shapes of what appear to be other animals and creatures in the shadows. Below the illustration that you can see in that usual strange looping golden language are the letters that spell out the Huntress.
Ooh. I like this, I say.
Oh yes,
Ooh.
what does it say? I can't actually read the glyphs. I don't have the bracelet that will slowly cut your hand off.
Oh, it just says the Huntress, but look at all these cool animals they drew on here. It's like, look at this, a deer. It looks like a raccoon back there. It's cool as hell, man. But it says the Huntress.
Right, just a second, and he turns back and takes that book that he came in the room with and kind of leafs through it for a way. Yes, Huntress, yes. Huntress. It seems this card most likely corresponds to the plane known as the Beastlands. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Was it you who had a little bit of planar training as a youngster? I don't think it was.
That was
the well-to-do
good old
knightly gentleman.
Yeah,
That was
it
it.
was good old Pedaya. Yeah.
Well, you might be in luck. It seems you might be succinctly suited to this particular plane, since it is inhabited almost entirely by different beasts, sentient and otherwise. Some of them are the largest almost gods amongst their kind. I've heard there are some quite fascinating stories that come through this particular plane.
That sounds like my kind of place.
Yes, you might even enjoy this one. Think of it like a field trip.
As long as none of them are trying to kill me, we'll be all right.
I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine.
Meanwhile,
sarcasm.
I'd say Pepper's probably coming about this time with Oscar. She's whistling. She's got like a little bag with her full of different little things just that she's bought for the kids with her winnings. She's rolling a pair of dice in one hand, and then when she sees them, she kind of shoves it away real quick.
You kind of come in on the tail end of a conversation that makes it sound as if they're going on some sort of holiday.
Well, look who showed up. Hello, Miss Pepper.
Bobcat? So, what's on the agenda for today?
Oh, well, just wanted to grab a nice hearty breakfast before we headed out. Came over here and, made my own since everyone was gone and didn't leave any leftovers for me, which wasn't a problem. It's fine. No big deal. But anyways.
Did you check the magic cold box?
What now?
The magic cold box?
Nah. I got oats.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the kids, the kids are real good about cleaning up, so they probably put any food that was left over in that box over in the corner. It's like you lift the lid and it's just cold all the time in there.
Huh. Okay, well, maybe next time put a note on it. It's like, I don't know how I'm just supposed to know that, but whatever.
As you're saying
anyways,
this,
I got a card.
As you're having this conversation, Oscar has toddled over to that crate and is trying to lift like the lid of it with his nose.
So Pepper will go over. Her attention's on Bobcat, but she's walking over to the crate, opening it up, rummaging around, pulls something out, and sets it out
like
for
half a pancake.
Oscar. Yep.
Oscar gratefully devours it.
Yeah, a little bit of cold scrambled egg rolled up in it.
It's like one of those savory pancakes. It's great.
Yeah. So what card are we? What a card? There's another one.
Yeah. Well, our darling seeker has changed yet again, and now we have the huntress. But is a deer and other creatures, and curator sir over here says that we're going to a place called Beastlands.
Beastland.
Lots of creatures, animals.
So
yes, there shouldn't be anything too awful there.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I've never been there, so I don't know. These planes are weird and creepy and crazy, and I don't know what the hell is going on. So, like, for all I know, they're gonna attack us on sight, which I hope is not the case. But
you got that. Yeah, these places are definitely creepy. Definitely creepy.
Yeah.
And she's looking at the curator. She says it definitely creepy.
It feels almost as if you are blaming me for this. I have nothing to do with the planes. I'm simply here to help you on your journey and give you information, facilitate your job to make your lives easier.
Mm-hmm. Let's just make sure that once we get all these cards back, you lock them up a little better next time.
Well, I'm still working on that. I'm not quite sure how they were disturbed in the first place, but I will inform you as soon as I have any findings of conclusive evidence.
Okay.
So how are we supposed to find this beast of plains of beasts?
Well, I mentioned to your companion this morning, but I've been in contact with some acquaintances of mine at the Magister's circles, and obviously now these cards have been out in the wild. If you pardon my little reference there. See what I... Yeah,
no.
never mind. These cards have been out and about for some time now, so the disturbances they cause are going to become more frequent, and we should get reports of them more now that they've had time to percolate in the material plane. Now, I've had some reports from the outer limits of the city, the Undercliff region of Waterdeep. I don't know if you're familiar. Apparently, there's been disturbances amongst the cattle herders, the farmers and agricultural, those of agricultural persuasion. It seems a number of livestock have gone missing, a number have started showing unusual and irrational behavior, and some creatures indeed previously unknown to this region have been reported. So something clearly is something strange going on there. It most likely is an indication of some open breach to the Beastlands in that vicinity causing all of this.
Now, are we sure that these animals don't just have rabies or something? I mean, did they check them? Heartworm? I don't know. Something weird.
I'm pretty sure that the herdiers probably know the signs of rabies in their own animals. I imagine our food supplies would be somewhat problematic if our own farmers didn't know how to spot common diseases in livestock. But what do I know? Well, I'm no farmer.
Oscar's real good at hunting rats, aren't you, Oscar? And she's like rubbing his jowls. You want to go show them
with this big waggly tail.
Yeah, come on, boy. We are gonna go hunt some creatures. You want to go hunt some big boys? Yeah,
wags his tail
come
harder and then puts his chin on the table, and these really slobbery jowls just make a big, like, splattery mark all over this nice wooden table, and you see Barkello just kind of go.
Yep.
I look over at him like.
Gives him a big old kiss.
I look over at him. I just say, dude, gross.
She just hops up, she puts one hand on the collar and just kind of hops up on his back. She goes, all right, baby, let's go, Oscar. We're going to go show those creatures how it's done. Who's a good boy?
He looks very ready to go, and he kind of looks up at you, then looks across at Bobcat, seemingly now, like, aware that you two tend to work together in these particular jobs.
So I look at him and I say, hey, man, do what you got to do. Just promise me you're not going to eat me. There's no telling what I'm going to need to be when we get out here. So just
Oscar,
keep an eye out.
Our friends, not food.
Yeah. He gives this kind of nod, and the jowls flap around again. Meanwhile, we cut across to the Undercliff region of Waterdeep, where we find two more characters. We have our human cleric and our tabaxi necromancer. So you two have either bumped into each other or crossed paths. Something about these strange reports and the behavior of the animals has piqued your interest one way or another. Perhaps you were hoping that the farmers might offer money if you return their beasts to them, or perhaps money if you investigate what's going on, or maybe it's purely out of a sense of altruism. But for some reason, you are here. And you have met each other. Are you... let's just ask, for what reason have you come to this area of Waterdeep?
I think for gifts. People don't always like it when you practice necromancy on other people, but they don't mind as much when you practice it on the rats that you were accidentally killing anyway. So it's just a good place to, like, practice and help people when they ask for help and stuff, and try and stay on people's good sides while you practice a little bit of necromancy.
That's a very fair reason.
Petey he just kind of wanders, just goes where the road takes him, and if he sees people he can help out, hey, why not?
So the two of you are kind of here for your own reasons, and they're fairly pure motivations. But you have now crossed paths, and you kind of find yourselves, at least for this short time, traveling together. Perhaps it's just for safety in numbers. It is a bit unknown what's going on right now, and you have heard there have been some violent reports of behavior coming out of the farmers here. And as you were kind of walking through this patchwork of fields and dirt paths that kind of connect and go betwixt all of them like a bit of a labyrinth, is there anything specific you would like to be doing?
Companion, fellow, anything you would like?
Honestly, Pete is just sort of like taking everything in, just letting it all hit him, and he's sort of just a sponge for the world. He isn't that bright, so he just let it come to him, as Lathander would see to have it be.
It's very fair.
Yeah.
So, because I don't think had anyone specific to receive it, we have had a Wild Magic Surge donation, and I'm going to pick gifts on your doorstep to please roll for me a D10,000, I think it is. It actually boggles me how many wild magic options there are here.
Do I write like /roll D?
Yeah, there is a specific syntax for it. Cleric, do you know what that is in Fantasy Grounds?
Yes, /die, D-I-E.
Yep.
1D10,000.
$520.
520, okay. Now, you may go back to your conversation while I look that up. Okay.
We're wandering down the road, watching various hick farmers do their hick farmer things.
Yep. Just looking out
And
for anything that scrambles by too fast.
So, you haven't come across anything alarming yet. It definitely seems that work in this district has not quite slowed to a standstill, because there are still many souls who can't really afford to take that time off from work right now. They've got to work the fields, or the produce won't come in, and if that doesn't happen, you can't leave it in the fields, or the wild animals will take it. It's just, you can't really put this kind of work down on a whim. So whilst there are fewer people they bring in the fields, there's still a fair number there. And indeed, it's as you're kind of walking up this particular track that you see another pair of figures walking the other way, walking towards you. In fact, you see what looks like a small creature, perhaps a halfling or gnome, astride a very, very large mastiff. And this mastiff, it's long floppy ears and like facial wrinkles just kind of moving majestically in the wind, and he really looks like a magnificent animal. And then on the other side you see what looks like a human kind of masculine figure, just kind of walking alongside.
Hello. Is he friendly? Is he
Oscar, go say hi.
Oscar kind of trots up to Gifts and just starts sniffing and looking like really curious, like eyes very round, just like, whoa, it's
He
kitty,
stays
so
very still.
His tail is wagging. It's like this is fairly like happy, relaxed body language.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Hi.
He only chases rats.
Oh, we have that in common. That's great.
That is like one big dog, man.
Yeah. He's good size. He's a good boy. He's a good, healthy boy, aren't you, Oscar? So, Oscar, what do you think? Are they good people?
Kind of pads up to PT and starts giving him a sniff, and then turns back to you and just goes,
He said yeah.
All right. She's
All right.
Bobcat. There is. He's real good with animals. He's real good at reading them.
Yeah. Hey, cat, Bobcat. It's like, What's up?
Oh, nice. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We're like
What's
basically
your name?
the same.
We're told. What's your name? Is it just like Cat? I don't know. Cool ears.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, they're my own. I grew them naturally. No, my name is Gifts on Your Doorstep.
That's weird.
That's kind of our nomenclature. I feel like it would be odder if we were all just named Cat.
Would it though? I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, what if you were
We
just
trained
human?
Oscar out of that.
Well, I mean, I think it's nice to give people gifts. It's just sometimes they don't always like them. So,
So you just leave it there?
well, no, then I try and bring them back to life.
Oh, isn't that kind of like imposing yourself upon them? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know about this.
Sometimes I didn't mean to do it, you know. Sometimes I was just playing with them, and then they died, and I didn't mean for that to happen. So then I thought, hey, maybe I should try and bring them back.
Huh. Okay, so it wasn't really their choice to go out to begin with, so you bring them back because you feel like crap. Okay, no, I get that. I would not be happy if you just ate me all of a sudden. I would prefer to be alive, so I get it.
Or accidentally killed one of us.
Right.
Yeah. It's usually a complete accident. You're just pawing something 1 second, and then it's dead the next. It's kind of a big surprise every time.
Sure. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Does it?
Totally. Yeah, I would totally. I mean, like, sometimes you're just walking along and you're like, step on a bug. And you're like, oh man, bug.
Oh, man. Who are you? What's your name?
Oh, hey, I'm Petey.
Oh, hey,
Nice
Petey. I'm
to meet
Bobcat
ya.
Johnson. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Bobcat Johnson.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Petey.
like the way you say that.
Okay. Who's the short one?
Are you talking about Oscar or me?
Well, no, Oscar's big. You're short. I mean, that's not.
Oscar does give Pepper a look as if to say, come on now, it's obvious.
Yeah, Oscar, we've had this talk. Well, I'm Pepper,
Don't be sizist.
and this is Oscar.
Whoa. Well, hi, Pepper and Oscar.
Hi, Petey. And yeah, we're gonna call you Goyd. Yeah, Goyd.
Good. Nah, man, Gifty. I'm calling her Gifty. You can call her whatever.
Gifty. Okay, yeah, Gifty. That works better.
Okay.
Well, like-
okay.
Goyd feels
Gifty
like
kitty.
some sort of weird internal like stone
Like a
that
goiter?
needs to come out. Yeah, like a gallstone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I get just gifts. That's cool. Gifty's a new one, and I kind of like it.
All right, Gifty and
All right.
Petey. What are you guys doing down here?
Just like seeing what's the dealio down here. I've heard some weird stuff.
Me too. I think they have a rabies problem, but I don't know. We're gonna check it out.
Oh, rabies is bad.
It's bad.
farmers
It's
don't
really
do-
bad.
I think somebody let some of Bobcat's zoo animals run loose.
Oh,
Nah,
that's-
man, my animals are very well taken care of. They are all in pristine health. Thank you very much.
But are they all in their cages?
Unless your children let them out, yeah.
Well, I mean, that is a possibility.
I thought
I'll
you
have
said
to talk
these
to
kids
them.
were good workers.
Oh, they are. They're very hard workers. They're just
Okay.
very curious.
Wait, I'm confused.
All right.
Are the animals in cages or the kids in cages?
Maybe both.
Okay, like I just kind of zoned out there.
Yeah,
for
we
a
don't
second.
put kids in cages.
What about
Yeah,
the
maybe they
animals?
locked themselves in.
Are those ones in cages still? So doesn't that go against what you just said?
What?
The animals' kids, are they in cages?
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. Now
Yeah,
that you
she
say
got a
it.
good point.
She got a good point.
Yeah. We'll have to work on that when we get back.
Yeah. Guys, we really need to we're going to need to get moving. This thing is getting tighter. It's nice meeting you guys. We're going to go take care of some important things.
Like, what's going on?
We both have bracelets that are going to cut our hands off unless we go collect a bunch of cards. So we got to get it done.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
have
am
you seen
totally-
really spooky, like funky doorways or like portals or anything kind of magic-y looking places?
I looked back over the gifts on your doorstep, and I'm like, I think they've been doing the drugs.
Seems like a real possibility. But have we heard of any doors around here?
Well, there's like a door over there that leads to it's a gift shop. I could be wrong. Like, its early surmise are a little, dry and stuff.
The rest of you see what looks more like a country blacksmith.
Well, yeah, okay, sure, gift shop. Hey, Gifty, you probably know of all the doorsteps around here. Yeah, are you sure there's not any new ones or weird ones or shiny ones or sparkly ones that you've seen?
Have I seen any weird or sparkly doorsteps?
You haven't seen any weird or sparkly doorsteps, but then you're probably only about a quarter of the way into the Undercliff district at the moment before you met with these two interesting characters.
Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be anything like right around here, but this is just kind of like where the area starts. Maybe if we keep going, we'll find something. Some really exciting doorsteps.
Okay, well, you guys want to come? We really need to get moving. I keep looking at
Yeah,
my
we do.
watch. Like, my Bobcat keeps looking at his wrist, but there's, like, nothing there. It just...
Yeah, it's not like painful yet. It just feels like you can't really forget it's there.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I'm
we're
gonna
going to be
start
able to keep these things when we're done. Because, it's actually really kind of, I like it. Maybe I'll
We better.
get it and put it in my ear and...
No, we better be able to keep them. I mean, we're going through hell and back, probably literally at some point in order to get these things, so better be able to keep it.
Epic, man.
I know. Very
We'd have to
epic.
renegotiate with the curator dude if Hal gets involved here.
Yeah, he's coming with us if we're going there.
So
Right.
the four of you start to head deeper into the Undercliff district. And it's about now that you start to notice some signs of some sort of trouble. Here and there are baskets or carts which have been abandoned, and you most notably see several tillers and plows left in the field, but they look like they've been smashed and trampled and left in the fields with no signs of either their drivers or the beasts of burden that would have carried them. You still see a couple of figures wandering about. They mostly seem to be farmers that maybe finished up a bulk of their work early and are dragging like their own like small carts that a person would just about be able to drag. You see a couple of people taking their wares out from the kind of central district of the Undercliff and out towards the edges where you would find more farmers markets and that sort of thing.
Hey, Bobcat, maybe if we let Oscar snip the card, he can sniff out where
Track down some of these where these beasts are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oscar, you heard the woman. Do it.
Oscar kind of takes a few steps towards you, Bobcat, and then puts a paw up as if to say, "You got the cards."
You have a nose, man. I don't know. Why can't we all participate in this? I don't know why I have to do it, everything. And I just start mumbling as I like bring out the card to look at it again.
And I reach into my pouch and silently just hand Bobcat a candy. It's time for another
Bobcat-
sitters.
He immediately takes that and eats it, and he's like, it definitely calms him down. He's
So
still
meanwhile-
grumpy about not getting a good breakfast.
Yeah, I immediately look over at gifts and go, drugs.
Now,
you
sometimes he gets in the mood. We have to give him a Snitters bar. Calms him right down.
It's true.
So Oscar takes in like a great big sniff of the cards, and then he's kind of looking about. So, Pepper, do you have stats for Oscar?
Funny you
Mastiff
should
stats.
ask.
Oh my gosh!
Funny you should ask that. 'Cause-
Could you roll a doggo survival roll as he attempts to track this scent?
I will do that. Let me pull him up here real quick.
JJ, what am I doing here?
All right, he has a advantage on perception with a +3. So sorry, my computer's being a little laggy.
Oh,
here
that's all right.
today,
Take
guys.
all the time you need.
So that is a nat 20 for Oscar.
And nat 20 for the only roll Oscar has ever done. And he gets a nat 20. So immediately,
That's
as
a
soon
good
as he,
boy.
good boy, as soon as he takes a breath of these cards, instantly his floppy ears almost stand upright, and he's like perks straight up and does that thing from the movie Up, where he does that point pose for a second, and then immediately starts like trotting off in that direction. Not too fast so you can't follow him, but single-minded with determination.
She's hanging on now as they're kind of trotting down the way. Good boy, Oscar. You got it. That's a good boy.
He gives a nod, but is too focused on his task to do anything else that might possibly distract him from his mission.
Mission.
And he starts leading you like down these twisting kind of the way these tracks kind of squiggle and twist through the farming district is they're a lot less regular than the mostly straight roads of central Waterdeep, but you find yourself making pretty good progress, and those of you not riding Oscar have to almost jog to keep up with this very large dog who's going at quite a pace.
Bobcat will jog. He's good with that.
Jog cat.
Jog cat.
Jogcat Bonson?
Oh.
And it is indeed still a beautiful mid-morning. Like, the sun has risen and it's starting to get a bit hot, but it's actually a very good time for a jog. And this is turning into, like, a health episode. But you're all kind of jogging along. You, for all the world, look like some middle-class Waterdavians just out for their morning constitutional. But after a little while,
Wait, doesn't that mean poop?
No, I mean, as far as I'm aware, does it mean both? Maybe
My dad always says that. It's constitutional.
Well, I mean, Oscar's definitely taking a constitutional.
I mean,
but,
yeah, Oscar does every now and again.
We're just a couple of upper middle class Waterdavians out for our morning poop.
I mean,
Well, you don't do it in the house. You go
This is
outside.
true. You do it on the poor land belonging to the farming peoples of the city, which, you know, is probably pretty in keeping.
They need fertilizer
You're
too. It's fine.
Literally just shitting on the poor. Nope.
Oh man, if Oscar does that, he does a little, like scratch of like the soil, and then casts prestidigitation and cleans it up.
As far as you know, there isn't a fine for dog fouling in the farming district of Waterdeep, but I mean, there could be. There's, you know, you haven't checked the latest city ordinances.
It's just nice, I think, to clean up after yourself. I just think it's a good idea. And, you know, Oscar's a big boy, so I just thought I would help.
Down to the docks, have you?
Not recently, no.
Yeah, Trust me, Oscar's the least of the worries down there when it comes to what he's doing.
Ew, man. Ew.
So after a little while more of this jogging pace, which is what you're doing, Oscar starts to slow down and then gives this little gruff kind of sound as he comes to a stop and kind of plants his paws, and then slowly leads you around the corner of this kind of farm track. And I keep almost falling off my chair. I need to sit like a normal human being. It leads you around the corner of this farm track until there are these kind of tall bracken hedges which kind of sit on either side of these tracks at this point. And he slowly leads you around the edge of one and looks back at the party with this kind of steely expression as if to, and then raises a paw to his face like this. And then motions around the corner.
He should be able to convey simple messages to me.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So, to what extent can you
always talking to him?
To what extent can you speak? Is it like proper language?
Let me see. It says beasts understand you, so I guess I just talk and they can understand me, and I gain the ability to decipher their noises and motions. Nothing sophisticated, but they can convey what they've seen or heard in the recent past.
Okay, so you definitely get the impression from... So the strange thing you start to know about Oscar is Oscar doesn't do body language the way a normal dog would. So when Oscar puts a paw up in front of his muzzle, it's more like someone putting a finger in front of their lips.
Ooh, okay.
And you definitely get the message that you have to be quiet. And indeed, could everyone please make a perception check for me?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a 13.
Yeah, you will have to tell me because I can't actually see Fantasy Grounds tonight.
Bobcat got a 20.
Ooh,
Not natural.
15. 15 for
dirty.
Pepper.
16 for gifts.
All right, you're all on the ball. All of you can hear this kind of grunting, snuffling sound, and you can kind of hear what sounds like quite heavy footfalls from the other side of this hedge. And you can see that a little way, just about 12 feet ahead, there is a break in the hedge, and there is what looks like a low wooden gate. But this wooden gate has kind of been smashed open, and you can see splinters of it all on the ground around, as if something has just barreled straight through. But you can quite clearly see as well, like these deep hoof prints that lead through.
Okay. Bobcat is gonna go. Hey, shh. Oscar says, "Shut up. We gotta be quiet."
Oscar nods.
Pepper slips off of Oscar, and kind of she's got her rapier drawn, her hand on her dagger, and she's going to stealth around the corner.
Hey, roll a stealth check for me, and I will also do a roll. Wow, he's a name.
That's 19.
19, all right. You creep around the corner, and as you can just look through the remains of the smashed gate, and you see what looks like 4 of the most enormous pigs you've seen in your entire life, snuffling around in the dirt that's been churned up. And if you could roll another perception check for me, Pepper.
Alrighty.
And it's worth noting that these pigs, in Waterdeep, the standard kind of pig that's bred for food and bacon, has these long, curved kind of tusks that come back. They're almost like a cross between a wild boar and a domestic pig. And they
that's another 15.
All right. So not only do you see that,
definitely thinking, bacon is on the menu.
So not only do you see these huge, like muscular boars, you also see like a slight shimmer in the air, and the more you look at it, indeed it starts to look like the world itself is just gently shifting in the wind, and it looks basically identical to the curtain-like veil between realities that you encountered when you took your first trip to the Feywild, and you found a portal there.
Is that between Pepper and the boars? That's shifting?
The boars are kind of all around this thing. So they're kind of, they're not guarding it necessarily, they just seem to enjoy being in its presence.
So Pepper's going to take a quiet step back around the corner, and she's going to go, bacon, 4 of them. And one of those shimmery thingies, like the Feywild thing, where, where the plants attacked us? Yeah, up there, around there. All right, let's go. And she...
4 bacons, that's not nearly enough for all of us. Why would we care about that?
It's a lot of bacon. It's a lot of bacon. And then she's gone back around the corner, and she is going to stealth up to the closest one and stab it.
Okay. I'm going to let you have actually, I'm going to check their perception once more to see if they beat... You had 19, I recall? Since you're going back around the corner in your first stealth check?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, it does not see you. It seems to have found something like a nice tasty root in the mud, because it does not see you as you flank around the back of it. And you will have a surprise attack. If you could roll to hit for me.
As she's doing this, Bobcat sees and turns around and goes, "Oh, she meant pigs. There's pigs out here, guys. I thought we were getting more breakfast. So never mind."
Yeah, I was really confused. Like, someone just left their bacon out here. It was really weird.
That's an 11 with advantage.
Oof. That's an oof, my friend.
Yeah, that's an oof. So,
sorry?
So as the rapier misses, she'll go ahead and come in with the offhand on the dagger.
All right. So as you are rolling that, just as you were about to hit with your rapier, you hear very loudly, "Oh, she meant pigs," from round the corner. And all 4
excellent.
And all 4
Okay, that's
of these...
a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. If you roll some damage, all 4 of these huge boar instantly pricks their heads up and start kind of snorting aggressively. However, they didn't see you in time, so you're going to manage to get one little surprise hit on them, as I would like everyone else to roll initiative.
That's 6 piercing.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to call it Pig 1. It's going to take 6 piercing damage. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Wow. Pepper's
And she rolled a 22 for initiative.
Jeez.
Ah.
Rogues, yo.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I didn't have sneak attack damage on that.
Oh yeah, do you sneak attack damage? Okay, so who got initiative 20 to 25 other than Pepper? Okay, just Pepper then. Pepper with a dirty 20.
11 on the sneak attack damage.
Wow, that's a lot of damage. You stab this poor pig, and there's this kind of squeal of kind of pain and surprise, and immediately all of them start kind of acting incredibly aggressively. And Bobcat, you know animals very well, and yeah, I mean, you'd be riled up if you got stabbed, but they almost instantly have this cloudedly crazed look in their eyes as
It's
they
the rabies!
spot all of you and will start charging.
I told you! It's the rabies!
You warned us all. Okay, 15 to 20. Wow, guys, please. 10 to 5 to 10? Sorry, no, 10 to 15?
Oh.
11?
I also have a 6.
Okay, so next up is... so 6 with 2 6s, was that?
Yep.
Nice. Which of you has the highest dex?
I have 1 + 1.
0.
Okay,
Ooh.
then Barb goes first.
It's a me, a Bobcat.
This suddenly got very weird. Why are you jumping on the pigs?
I pick it up like he's upside down with his little feet squishing in the air.
All right, well, the surprise attack is over. Top of the round, Pepper.
All right, she's going to go back in with the rapier again.
Okay, roll to hit. So before this pig can react, you another attack. You're just slashing wildly with both hands at this point.
What is it with me and the rapier? This is weird. So the rapier misses. She comes back around with the offhand for the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And misses with that one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's going to, at that point, she's just like very frustrated with herself. She is going to dance away her 25 feet and try to see if there's anybody big enough that she can hide behind, or at least put between her and the pigs.
So you can probably put any of these guys between you and the pigs, since you are quite small and they're all medium-sized beings. If you would like to, I assume you've taken the disengage bonus action, so you can't also hide. But you can put them between you.
Yeah, it's the fancy footwork. I've got the fancy footwork as the swashbuckler, which as long as I make a melee attack.
Awesome.
Yeah.
In that case, you can roll to hide as well if you would like.
All right. Let's try that sneak again. Sorry, guys. I'm just having some really nasty lag here.
That's okay.
That's a nat 20. Sure,
Beautiful.
now I roll a nat 20.
Yeah, you
So
are
24
incredibly
total to hide.
you are completely unseeable by any of these boars. But who is it you choose to hide behind, out of interest? Pepper.
Can't hear you.
Have I gone again?
She's going to hide behind Bobcat.
No, you're good.
There you go.
Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, you're pinned behind Bobcat. Okay, next up is Gifts on Your Doorstep. These 4 very large pigs, one of them has taken a nasty wound, but they're all charging at the group of you.
Oh, hi! Those are some big pieces of bacon. Okay. And I think Gifts is gonna start backing up, like backpedaling, and is going to kind of like point at the one that Pepper was already fighting and cast Toll the Dead.
Oh, interesting. Do I make a save for that?
Yeah, you want to make a wisdom saving throw.
Good thing is, pigs ain't wise, apparently.
Yeah. Kind of hoping that was the case.
Okay, so that's a 1.
Doesn't work. Okay, so I, because it's wounded already, I get to use a D12 necrotic
Nice.
damage. So let's do a 7.
Awesome. So how does this look as you cast Toll the Dead?
Like I said, I think Gifts on Your Doorstep is kind of like, wasn't expecting to like round the corner and immediately have to fight a giant bunch of boars, so is like kind of like backing up and like awkwardly, probably even like their claw hand is kind of shaking, and they point at the one that Pepper was already just fighting, and just like you just see like a really quick like boop, like little beam shoot out and poke it, and it just probably just bothers it a little bit, honestly.
So the pig squeals to high heaven and continues its charge at you, however. It is in a bad shape, but it's still going. And its companion, who is right next to it, is going to... So you've backed up. So the nearest thing to these crazed boars is probably... I mean, the biggest target is Petey. So I think this one's going to barrel towards Petey. And it has a charge distance on you. So, does a 17 hit you?
It like doesn't, man.
Wow. So do you have a shield? You just kind of glance, deflect its kind of charge. All right. So the
Bad
ball
pig.
charges straight past you, and you hear this kind of crazed, roaring squeal of rage as it does so. However, its companion is right next to it as another of these balls, seemingly inspired by its friend, tries to charge for the same target. That's better. Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so let's put the dice. You're gonna take. Oh, better, Rachel. So that's gonna start by being 7 plus another. Okay, you take 16 points of slashing damage as this thing careens into you, and you feel these tusks pierce like through the weak parts of your armor and cut straight into your body. And you must roll a strength saving throw for me.
Oh boy. That's 10.
You are knocked prone as this thing throws you off of its tusks, and you kind of do a bit of a roll on the grass before you come to a stop. Next up, it is Bobcat's turn. You see this thing just toss this heavily armored cleric to the side.
Yep. Are all 4 of them left?
Yeah.
Still? Okay.
Yep.
And how close are they to me? Or how close are we to them? Or how they move?
So one has kind of charged right past your group. The second one has charged into one of your group, thrown him to the ground, and is now sizing up its next attack. So that's the closest one to you. And there is 2 more, the injured one and 1 more uninjured one, that are following close up behind their companions.
Okay, so I am going to try to read this real quick. I am gonna go and I'm gonna turn into a panther.
Nice. All right, so you see as Bobcat morphs into animorphs into a amazing, sleek, muscular panther with big claws and teeth.
Rawr! And then I'm gonna jump 30 feet away from them, the closest ones to me.
All right, you back the heck out of there. Next up, Petey, you are prone on the ground, bleeding.
Well, I'm not happy. I'm going to stand up and sort of grasp one of my many holy symbols, because I like to have backups. Oh, God. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself, because that really hurt. That's something.
Does Oscar get a round?
So Oscar, we
Nope.
actually discussed this before. Oscar stays out of all combat because he is the most cowardly mastiff ever.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is Cure Wounds a bonus action? So you still have your... I'm trying to remember.
Nope. It's Cure Wounds is the action.
Okay.
So bonus action, I will pull out Spiritual Weapon, and I believe I can do that. Correct?
Yes, I think you can bring it... I haven't clericked very much, you can tell.
I usually fight her, so... okay, so that's going to be... Bring out a giant glowy mace with like a big happy face on it.
Nice.
And what the heck? We'll roll and attack. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it. Which one are you going for? The one that gored you?
Definitely the one that ran me over, because I'm a little angry and kind of like hurt deep down.
That's
it's kind of like
deep down in your spleen.
Okay, and D8. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage as you whack it with this beautiful, glimmering spiritual mace. Now, the already highly damaged boar is now charging towards the group, and Bobcat, you turned into a beautiful panther and leapt 30 feet away from it. However, you also leapt away from Pepper, who was using you as cover. So with your feline disguise having departed, this giant pig rounds on the one that sneak attacked it for so much horrible damage and is going to charge.
Oh dear.
Oh shit, that's a natural 20.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
The first one I've rolled in the entire game. Okay, and it's gonna get its charge damage on you as well.
Okay.
Okay,
Sure.
let's roll this damage. Okay. Oops. Oops. Okay, so that's already 12 plus. Okay, oh my god. So this is this is 42
Tell
points
me.
of damage.
How much?
42.
Okay, so that is exactly twice Pepper's max health.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
Huh.
So can I play Oscar for the rest of this, and then
Yeah, you
we'll go
want
from
to.
there?
All right, yeah. This boar charges into Pepper, and Pepper is not the biggest, toughest of individuals, and you see her kind of fly through the air. I didn't think this was going to be a very tough encounter, guys. And then just crumple when she hits the ground. And as far as the rest of you can see, she ain't moving. The final boar, who is thus far unhurt, is going to charge at what it perceives as another, like, probably the biggest threat at this point, which is probably the giant, the big old panther. So it's going to charge you. It can't quite get to you and attack this turn, but this thing is now kind of coming at you fast.
1 sec. I just want to test something out real quick.
Mhm.
Panther. Okay, I thought she just would. There we go. Every time you said Panther, she's done that.
And we would be back up to the top of the order with Pepper. Awkward. But we're going to, for now,
Hashtag awkward.
Oscar. Hashtag awkward. Oscar is now in Pepper's place for the moment. What would you like to do, Oscar?
Well, Oscar.
Pick up the mastiff stats.
Yeah, so might as well go ahead and fill in Oscar's backstory here. Oscar and Pepper met on one of her many adventures years ago when she was first started sailing, and Oscar was a half-orc who, on this adventure, was polymorphed by a wizard into a mastiff, and the wizard then just kind of left, leaving this poor half-orc polymorphed forever into this mastiff. And so Pepper adopted him and took care of him because he was her friend. So that's how Pepper and Oscar came together. So Oscar's, he's a little verklempt. And he's going to go after the boar that just, took down Pepper. Let's see. So he can do a charge as well.
Oh wow, this is going to be like Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, so he's going to charge at it. Let's see. No. that's gonna miss.
So maybe Oscar is so emotional right now that he isn't quite able to land the hit on this critter. Gifts, it is your turn.
But he's gonna remain in this creature's face, snarling.
Yeah.
Did we have to fight all of them? Can we, guys, take Pepper and run? Just gonna try another Toll the Dead on the one injured pig. Try and take one of them out.
Okay.
So that is 5. Oh, sorry, you have to do a wisdom save. I take that back.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah,
That's
sorry
a
about
6.
6 does not count. So then it takes 5 damage.
Okay. The one with the mastiff up in its face, the wounds that have already been inflicted just seem to pulse as you cast Toll the Dead, and with one last kind of furious squeal, it falls to the side with this kind of slam that rumbles the ground for a second, a bit like the boar god in Princess Mononoke, if anyone has watched that beautiful film. And you have taken out one of them. Which is just as well, because it was that one's turn next. However, its companion behind it, now seeing that one of its friends is dead, is going to round on the nearest aggressor to it, and its nearest one is Petey. However, it hasn't got the distance to make a full charge attack, so you'll be pleased to hear it won't deal quite so much damage if it hits. And that's a natural one, so it just sails past you and misses you completely.
Olay!
Olay indeed. Next up is Bobcat.
Yeah, so, I know you probably don't have exact details, but give me a basic layout, like how far apart are they all?
Okay, so at this point, there is one with Petey who's probably about, at this point, probably about 40 feet away from you. You have one that's essentially dashed up to try and charge you, but hasn't quite reached you yet because you went quite a long distance away from it.
Right.
So that one's by far the closest one to you. And then there is one more that had also tried to charge, I think, at PT and missed last turn.
Okay, so the one that is in front of PD is 40 feet from me. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I am going to pounce towards that guy, and I am going to make a claw attack.
Go for
Rawr! At the same time. And that is a +4 to hit. Ugh. Is a 5. And then I go, meow. And I'm gonna... that's it. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right. Well, as this beautiful black panther leaps PT towards you to attack this pig that was so rudely attacking you, you see the claws just kind of completely miss, and it's your turn now.
Oh. So there's 3 boars, correct? 3?
3 boars, yeah.
Bane. So they all subtract a d4 from all the fun stuff they try to do.
Amazing. Bane's a beautiful spell. Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to do?
I do actually have the spiritual weapon still up, so whatever's nearest to me, within range of it.
There are 2 in range near you if you want to go for a whack on one of them.
It is, let me double check, it's d8 plus the plus spellcasting modifier, making sure. Thought so. That's a 9.
9 misses, unfortunately. Oh, wait, do you have to roll to hit first?
Yeah, I'm an idiot. It's been one of those days.
That's okay.
15 to hit.
15 to hit. Alright, yeah, that's gonna hit. Roll damage for me.
Okie dokie. That's 4 damage.
4 damage.
Better than
okay.
nothing.
Better than nothing, indeed. As you kind of smack this this creature with your spiritual mace, and it is now actually that one's turn. It's got you on one side, and then it has Bobcat on the other side. It can't get its charge attack on either of you, so it's just going to try and gore you, PT, with its tusks. And that is a 18 to hit.
That's my armor class.
If it meets, it beats.
Yep.
So, you are gonna take... you take a total of 9 damage.
Alrighty.
I'm sorry, I'm rolling really well for damage. And it is now the final boar's turn, and this is the one that's also with... You know, this is the one that was running for Bobcat, but Bobcat kind of dashed around it and out of the way. So it's gonna turn and start legging it back to you guys, but it can't quite get close enough to attack in one turn. So it is now back up to Oscar, not Pepper.
So he's still in the face of one of these boars, so he's just gonna come at it again.
Go for it.
That is a 17 to hit.
That is gonna hit.
All right. We'll roll 1d6, and it needs to make a DC 11 strength saving throw.
Ooh, DC 11. Okay. Let's have to check these boys.
And that is 6 piercing damage.
It passes the saving throw, but it's going to take 6 piercing damage. See.
Yep.
Did
and
it?
is not
Did you roll the?
Oh, that's
Did you roll
weird.
the D4?
Well, it rolled. I don't think it could lose, but I'll roll the D4 anyway, just in case. As soon as I find one, because it rolled an 18.
Yeah,
So it's still got a 16.
Yep.
All right, and so it takes 6 damage.
It takes 6 piercing damage, and he is going to stay in its face and growl.
Nice.
He looks very
Gifts.
upset.
Understandable. Gifts on your doorstep.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The one that hit me, it meet my armor class. I don't think you rolled for Bane.
Oh, that's actually a very good point.
It would have missed because
it would have missed. So take back that damage.
Whew.
Well remembered.
Okay.
You're gonna have to remind me of Bane. Gifts on doorstep. It's your turn.
TPK by Bacon. What? So there's one injured and 2 not injured right now?
There are, in fact, all but 1 are injured, and obviously 1 is dead.
Okay, I'm gonna try pointing my finger. Like, I think I actually switched to a different finger. And I point with that one, and I'm going to try a Ray of Sickness this time.
Okay.
And so I have to do a ranged.
Okay, go for it.
So that is a 22 to hit.
Oh gosh, yeah, that'll hit.
And then they take 2d8 plus 5. Sorry, what was the... Right click, got it. Boom. 18 damage.
Oh wow, really? Well, as
And
you...
I was gonna say, if they're still alive, then they have to save for poison, but I don't know if they're still alive.
As you hit with this Ray of Sickness, this particular boar sways on the spot, and then you see it keel over and hit the ground.
Don't eat that one, guys. That one's no good. And then turns to, like, Bobcat, and it's like, wow, we really are the same. Wow.
Rawr.
Bobcat, it's now your turn.
Okay, sorry to keep doing this. How far are they from me?
All right, so you basically have, let's see, 2 right on your doorstep, and the actually no, one right on your doorstep and one that was running towards you that was caught in the middle of its travels by Oscar, who is basically doing this stare down with it now.
Is it at least 20 feet from me?
That one is probably more like 10 feet from you right now.
Is the other one, like if I move away from the other one, will I take an attack of opportunity, or am I not that close?
I believe it's engaged with PT currently, so you would be okay.
Okay, then I'm gonna move, like 15 feet away, and then pounce again on the one that's in front of, Oscar. And
Awesome.
I'm gonna give a real big roar, and then I'm gonna claw at it again.
Go for it.
And
Roll
that
to attack.
is a +4, and this is gonna be so much better than last time.
You guys deserve a natural 20.
Oh, did it? Oh no, it didn't. Well, oh, you can't see anyway. It is 19. I rolled
You
it in
guys
the
could be
box, but
making
it like
up.
didn't count.
You guys could be
No,
making up all of your rolls.
I'll screenshot it. No, I really rolled it in the box, but it didn't register for some reason. I don't think I rolled it hard enough.
That's cool. Roll your damage.
Okay, my damage is 1d4 plus 2. So that's a 2. And, so it's 6 damage, and he has to make a DC 12 strength saving throw.
Okay.
Which he does with a -D4.
Oh,
With a
yeah!
negative D4. Okay, unfortunately that's still 18.
Stop ruining my
Sorry,
plans.
these things have good strength. They're giant ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he does take 6 damage, am I correct?
Yep.
Nice. Alright. As you rake
can-
this thing with your claws, slowly wearing it down.
I forget again. Can I go ahead and move away from him, or now does he take an attack?
You are now engaged with him, so yeah, you'd have to
Okay.
disengage.
I couldn't remember if I did it all in one action before he got to go again, if it still counted.
I think that is an attack of opportunity. But it is now Petey's turn.
Okay, so the one that isn't right up in my face, I'm just going to kind of look at it and go, Sacred Flame, dude! So I need a dex save.
Dex save. That's a 14.
Okay, nothing happens. It just kind of like fizzles. Oh, man.
with the -4?
Oh, with -4.
Oh, that's right.
Or minus
In that
D4.
case, that's 11.
Then it takes the D8 of damage. Even I forgot. Dose! 2 points of radiant damage. And then the one in front of me, I'm going to attempt to hit with the spiritual weapon.
Okay, go for it.
That's a nat 20.
Beautiful.
So let's see, that's a D8. That's a total of 4 plus 3, 7 points of damage.
Okay, and is that doubled for the nat 20?
I rolled a 2.
Ah, that's a shame. Well, it's still 7 points of damage. As your spiritual mace slams into it again, and these things are looking, one of them in particular is like pretty well damaged at this state. In fact, it's the other one, the one that's a little bit further away from you, is going to have another swing at Bobcat, because it's this very scary natural apex predator having a right go at it. However, it misses because it only rolls a total of 6. And it just kind of
D4.
tries to stab at you with its tusks. Yeah, and it would have even less than that as it tries to get you with its tusks, and you just nimbly bounce out of the way. The other one goes for Petey. Even without the -D4, that also misses, because I'm suddenly rolling awfully as these tusks just miss you or bounce off of your armor harmlessly as you go. We're back up to Oscar.
All right. He's going to bite at this one again. He's just going to keep gnawing until he gets...
Yeah.
He's down.
At this point, actually, you're probably flanked with the panther because you're both engaged with it. So you can roll
All right,
with advantage. Yeah.
All right. Let's hope I roll better than that one. Nat 20.
This is the time.
All right, so 2d6. So that's a total of 8 piercing.
Nice. This thing is looking very worn down now. It's extremely wounded, and it's still going, but it looks like every movement it makes is costing it like a huge amount of effort and energy. And we are over to gifts on your doorstep.
So switch back to my other pointer finger. And the one that's almost dead, I'm gonna try to hold the dead on.
All right. That's a wisdom saving throw, yes?
Wisdom saving throw, yeah.
No. That is a 1 after all the various banes it has.
Take... Aha! 12 damage!
Alright, 12 damage is enough. As you told the dead, the wounds that already are just kind of patching its body seem to almost like pulse, and then there is that momentary kind of squeal before its legs kind of collapse from underneath it, and it is dead.
Nice.
Bobcat, it is your turn. There is one remaining, which is engaged with Petey.
Yeah. I am gonna bound away far enough so that I can pounce 20 feet onto
Yeah,
that
you
little
can do that.
ham hock. And I am once again going to claw at him with my mighty claw. And I am going to roll that. I've got an 8.
Alas, it's the way this thing is thrashing about in this kind of fury, which, again, you are an expert on reading animals. This is, like, it's not rabies. You've seen rabies, but you can't see any of the foam. The eyes aren't affected in the same way as a rabid subject. But this rage almost seems like some kind of madness. It's very strange.
Like
and maybe...
Mad
whilst
cow
we're thinking all
disease.
this, maybe, but you unfortunately do not hit with your claws, and it is now Petey's turn. This thing is bearing down on you.
Okay, well, I want this done, but I do like, trying spiritual weapons. So we're gonna go, spiritual weapon, Sacred Flame. Try that one more time.
Okay, dex save.
DC. Yep, dex save.
That's a 12.
That's a fail. All right, there's that D8. That's 5 radiant damage.
5 radiant damage is another one of these beautiful radiant flame bursts. Catches it in the side and it kind of squeals shrilly with pain. It is its turn, and as it takes this... Oh, yeah.
That was my bonus. I'm
Yeah.
gonna drop spiritual weapon. Or, yeah, you know what I mean.
Go for it.
15 to hit.
Yes, that's gonna hit.
And that is 4 points of radiant damage.
Amazing.
Radiant. You gotta say it like radiant damage.
Like, you're not on the drugs, man. It's okay.
As you follow up this, now the scent of roast pork is definitely on the air as you then follow up with the spiritual weapon. It is now the boar's turn, which is madder than ever as it's going to have another go at you because you just keep punishing it. Oh! But that is only a 6 to hit. Nope. It's too furious. I can't land anything. But it is now up to Oscar once again.
All right. Yeah, he is ready to take out these pigs. He's going to be chewing on pig ears and ham hocks for a long time. Is he still? Does he still have flanking?
No. You will do if you engage the one that PT is engaged with. So yes, you can get flanking.
Yep, that's what he's going to do then. 17?
Yes.
5
These things
points
have
of
a very high
piercing.
AC. Beautiful. And they have to make a strength saving throw?
Yeah, because he ran at this one, so DC 11.
Okay, that fails. What happens?
He is knocked prone.
Okay, so this normal is big, but it isn't like a giant mastiff. Runs in and snaps at this giant boar, and the boar rears up as if to try and stamp back down on you, but it's so wounded that it loses its footing and actually falls back onto its side, and for the moment is scrabbling to get up as it has fallen prone. Gifts, it is your turn.
Prone pig or not prone pig? There's another pig, right?
This is the last pig.
This is the last pig?
It's the last pig.
Okay. Is it really wounded or just prone right now?
It's prone and very wounded.
Well, I messed with what's working. Toll the dead.
Okay. Okay, so that's 13, however. Nope, with Bane, that's 9.
Because 13 is my DC. Thank you for baning it. Let's roll that. An 11.
11. Okay, yeah. So this thing has fallen over off its back. As it's getting up, you toll the dead. This kind of chiming sound goes off, and it struggles one more time to try and get to its feet before it just collapses and goes still. And we are out of initiative.
Bobcat is really disappointed in his performance and just sits down on his haunches. And you can just see this look of, like, annoyance on this panther's face.
There. It was, it's hard being a cat sometimes. I know everybody wants to be a cat, but it's real rough.
Pepper, excuse me, Oscar. Oscar's going to go over to Pepper and kind of nudge at her, and then looking over at Bobcat, he's going to take the little pouch that has the candies in it and carry it over to Bobcat and set it down, and then go lay back down next to Pepper.
Bobcat will look around a little bit because he doesn't want anyone to know how happy this makes him. He just chomps it and then lays down, and if you were close enough to him, you might hear him purring a little bit.
Oscar knows that Pepper used to give Bobcat the candies to make it feel better. So,
Petey is gonna sort of walk over to Pepper's body and be like, I'm not powerful enough to do the woo and bring people back from the dead. You said you work for somebody? Could he do that? I don't speak kitty. Hey, do you speak kitty?
Yeah, hey, brow.
This is the rest of it right here.
This is the rest of the stream, guys.
Pepper's dead and Bobcat can't talk. Bobcat will untransform. He kind of wanted to stay cat for a while, but he'll be back into Bobcat.
Back at Bobcat.
This is the opposite of what I do, so I don't know if I can help with anything here.
Does Cure Wounds, but she's so far below, you would have to Cure Wounds back up to 0 and then plus some, right?
The way
full on.
Yeah. If you lose double your max hit points,
yeah,
that's dead. There's shorter revivify.
I thought you had to lose one more. Sorry.
No,
you're dead on. Okay.
Yep.
Can I talk to let's see. Can I talk to Oscar and ask him if he knows, could he drag her back to, if I put her on top, could he take her back to the, what's her name? His name? The guy? The curator? Can I tell Oscar to take her back to the curator?
Yeah, Oscar would not.
Okay, because he might have, I'll tell them, I don't know, maybe he's got some sort of trinket or magic item in his warehouse that can bring her back. I need to go find this card, though.
Can we attach Pepper to Oscar and then like
He won't let her fall off. He's gentle with her.
okay.
So like maybe like write a note and then like tie the body to the dog just in case.
Yeah.
And like
I mean, we can do that.
like
I've got some rope.
yeah, like rush him off and then hope like, hey, maybe something good will happen and rush back. Or like just
I can
drop Pepper off and run back.
Well, Oscar will take her and be careful with her. So I'll tie her to Oscar and make sure that she's secured, and then I will take out a little note paper and just say, she's dead.
Whoops.
Find something to fix her. Thanks. We ran into some pigs. It was a big thing. I'm sure you got something in the warehouse. Fix her. And then I got to find the card and hashtag Bobcat. and then I kind of pat Oscar on the butt and say, take good care of her, man.
Oscar nods and he gives Bobcat a big lick, a kiss across the face, just and then heads off at a steady pace, steady gallop towards back towards town to the curator's shop.
All right. And for now, the three of you that remain are left to yourselves.
I'm going to pull out the secret card again and see if it's changed at all.
The secret card has changed. Not in the way that maybe you might expect. The book is still open in front of you, and it still displays the beautiful white doe. However, the seeker themselves is turned away from you. They have their back to you, and they seem to be looking out the window again, but their face is hidden from you.
Bobcat goes, I don't know what the hell that means.
That's like
yeah, does it say anything different?
Nope, it still says the Huntress underneath.
And we can't see anything on this, right? Like, it's only because you're wearing that bracelet that you can see anything, right? So to us, is it a blank card, or is there just nothing there?
You can see the illustration, but you cannot read the letters. But all of you have seen all of you have kind of seen this shimmering veil in the kind of the middle of this area that's been churned up by the boar.
Okay, I hate this. Let me ask you a question. No, I don't want to ask you a question yet. I'm gonna have to go into the shivers. I'm afraid that it means I'm not supposed to do it without her, but she's also dead.
She is.
I want to walk into the thing. Guys, I gotta go. I want to go in here. You can come with me if you want.
Oh, coming with you. Can't let you go alone.
I don't want to catch like rabies.
I don't think it's rabies, man. They're like, something's up, but I don't know if it's rabies. We can come right back if it's too cray over there.
Okay, let's try. See if we can help you. And then if not, we leave.
Okay. I'm gonna go through the shimmers and walk through.
Okay, you pass through the veil. The rest of the party, are you also following behind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you step through, you find yourselves standing on the edge of an open plain, atop what seems to be a natural hill in the landscape. Tall grass that brushes as high as your thighs sways lightly in a cool breeze, and you instantly notice that there is a chill in the air. It's colder here, and the sky is overcast. Huge grey clouds rolling across the green and heather purple hills in front of you, with the occasional peal of far-off thunder. The air is fresh and clear, and you feel like you can see for miles from here. A flock of what sounds like geese passes overhead, and behind you looms an enormous forest. Spruce and fir trees tower higher than any you have ever seen in your lives, even the more travelled amongst you. You can hear the calls of countless birds and other animals beyond that can be heard, but you can't see any people whatsoever.
And all I hear is birds?
Roll a perception check for me.
Okay. That's a +3. Ooh, I got a 21.
21. So as you're kind of looking out over these, the way you're standing when you come through the portal is you see this beautiful moorland stretching out in front of you, but you can kind of see the shadows of the trees behind you. And just for a moment, you think you hear a voice in your head. It's hard to tell whether it's masculine or feminine. It seems frightened. Not frightened, anxious, maybe. Concerned, definitely. And you hear what sounds like, "Look at me."
Does it seem like it's coming from behind me or in front of me or just in my head?
It's as if they were standing right next to you.
Ooh, I'm gonna take the card out and look at the card.
The Seeker's position has changed again. Whilst they now look at you again from the card, the image in the book is different. It features a small, pale humanoid form that seems to be floating on a cloud of grey mist, and it looks up at you with these piercing white eyes. The Seeker himself has an arm raised and is pointing behind you, where normally the card name is printed below the illustration in the book. These bigger gold letters have been scrawled over the top in what appears to be a rougher kind of handwriting, obscuring what's underneath and spelling the phrase behind you.
I immediately turn around like, with this look of terror on my face.
All right.
I don't say anything, but I go, and I turn around.
That I'm standing right behind and just like the turn and just, ah! So I jump to just, whoa, dude!
It's just us going, back and forth.
So as you turn around, you don't see it at first, but after a moment you see a slight and slender figure stepping out from behind one of the trees. At least they look to be fairly slender. They're wearing this very long pale grey cloak, and the hood seems to be up, so all you can really see is the bottom half of what looks to be a feminine face, very pale and with this very kind of gracious smile. And you hear a voice, and the lips kind of say the words, but you hear the voice as if it's, again, similar, as if it was someone standing next to you. But the actual voice is very different to the last one you heard. Indeed, it's the same voice you heard in that dream you had the previous night. "I wondered when we would cross paths in the flesh. It is a pleasure to meet you finally."
Lady,
And
I know you.
You see as she holds up one of her arms to kind of give this wave, and you catch a glint of gold as you see a bracelet is worn tightly around her wrist.
I know you. You're from my dream. How? Why are you here? What are you doing? Who? Ha!
You seem a little confused, so I won't. I'll try and keep things concise for you. I did speak to you in your dreams. I did speak to you in your dreams. I'm not surprised you don't remember me. Not many people remember me. But you certainly seem entertaining. I had hoped to meet your friend as well. Are they not coming?
She's real dead at the moment.
I see. That's...
We sent her back to the curator to see if he could fix her.
I'll be interested to see what he does about that. But that's a shame. I very much wanted
Not
to meet her
comforting.
as well. She seemed like a fun person. Of course, just as fun as yourself. Now,
He's alright.
promise me something.
What? What?
Please, don't stop entertaining me. And I'd like you to roll initiative.
No! What? Just me or everyone?
Everyone's gonna roll. And while y'all are rolling,
I'm so scared.
while y'all are rolling, we are going to have a momentary cut as we travel back through the portal and all the way back to Corellan's Curios in the city of Waterdeep, where Oscar has just reached the antiques shop and has brought the small limp form of Pepper back to the shop, where Markello can be found in the main shop interior and instantly kind of jumps when he sees Oscar coming through the door.
Yeah, Oscar's going to go right up to him and just plant and just flat eye stare at this elderly elf, just like, fix it.
Okay, right. Well, I honestly, I didn't expect this to happen so soon. The Beastlands were meant to be, as far as I understood, one of the less deadly ones. Oh, gods, what's happened? All right, okay, I see. Okay, not to panic. Everything's going to be fine. My canine friend, we're going to sort this out. Please, follow me. And he leads you through a back room in the shop.
Oscar will follow.
You go through the kitchen and out the other side, and there seems to be it's not a pantry, but it's sort of an intermediate storeroom between the kitchen and the back of the warehouse. In this area, there are lots of kind of tables. It's very dry. It's kind of a very because obviously it's a storeroom. You can be sure there's no damp and there's no mold, and it's kind of safe place to store a corpse, I guess. Markello kind of sweeps some papers off of a long table, and then turns to Oscar. Do I have your permission to pick her up? Okay. Don't worry, I'll be very gentle. And true to his word, he very, very gently lifts Pepper's body and just picks her up and puts her on this long table. And it's as if he's taking care to make sure, obviously she is passed, but he's almost making sure that she would be comfortable as if she was lying there if she was alive. All right. Well, she'll be safe back here. I have wards on this room as well. Oh gosh. I'm going to need to go and speak to some people. I myself, it is not in my persuasion to have the magical capability to cast the spells that might be needed. However, I might be able to pull some strings. I might know some individuals in the Magister circles who possibly could. If you would like to stand guard over her, I will return as quickly as I can. I promise she will be safe here. And oh gosh, and at that he just kind of sweeps back out of the room.
Yeah, Oscar's like, he's already moved over. He's sitting next to the table, and he's now. You've seen the statues of the dogs, that are guard. That's where he's sitting in front of next to the table, staring at the door, waiting.
Okay.
Next to the table where she is at.
Okay. And with that, we cut back to our friends in the Beastlands. Could I please have your initiative rolls?
No.
I'm sorry, but I will need them.
14
16.
for Bobcat.
19 for gifts on your
wow,
doorstep.
19. I love that name so much. And Bobcat, you are 14?
Yep.
Beautiful. So, before any of you can react, this this feminine figure lifts a hand, and she is going to, as soon as I find it. Okay, she is going to. Okay, so she takes these very light footsteps, and in fact, it's almost as if she is running, but you can barely see the grass flattened under her feet as she runs towards you, and it's almost as if she more glides across this long grass as she approaches, and she kind of puts out her hand, and and that's going to be a 22 on you, Bobcat.
What? Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
So as you feel these very cool to the touch fingertips, just very gently, they just touch your forehead. You have this instantaneous stabbing pain in your head. And I'd like to make a wisdom saving throw.
Fine. Ooh. I'm okay at this one. Huh. God. That was a 7.
Oh man, you have.
I had a +5 too.
All right, and you take. Okay, you take.
That's too many dice.
But luckily they didn't roll very high. You take 11 psychic damage as you feel the splitting headache just pierce through your mind, and there is a brief moment where through your eyes you feel like you are surrounded by that grey mist once again as you were in your dream, and then the pain slowly ebbs, but there is almost this lingering feeling of something in your mind that feels as if it shouldn't be there. Something's not right, but the pain subsides and she withdraws her hand. It is now, I believe, gifts on your doorstep.
You said it was cold and snowy here?
No, it's cold, but it's mostly because the sky is very overcast. It's kind of alpine in terms of the environment, but it's not actually snowing.
Well then, Gifts thinks it should have some snow and is gonna cast Snowball Swarm.
Amazing.
So a flurry of magic snowballs erupts on a point. Each creature within 5-foot radius must do a Dex saving throw.
Okay, Dex saving throw it is. Okay, that's actually only a 11 actually.
Nice. Okay, so 3d6 cold damage. Let me. Wham. That is not great. A 7.
7. Okay, so these kind of shards of ice and snow kind of explode outwards from this point, and a lot of them collide with her. And you see the kind of this kind of ice damage and this cold creep across and make these beautiful frosty patterns on the cloak. And Bobcat, you kind of catch an intake of breath, but when you hear this, the voice is slightly different. It's not quite as high pitched. But it's definitely done some damage as this figure steps back ever so slightly. And PT, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to totally like channel Lathander and the divinity therein, and use my pool of 15 hit points to give myself 9 and Bobcat 6.
Thank you.
Nice. Do you have any
Okay,
bonus actions
now-
you'd like to make?
You know what? Bonus action. I could make. Let's see. I can't really. At this point, spells are kind of at a premium, so I'm just gonna be like, Lathander thinks you suck, and sort of like move up a little bit more into position to maybe smack her.
Okay, you hear this slight kind of high-pitched tinkling laugh. My friend Lythander has very little influence in my domain.
Well, your domain sucks.
Bobcat, it's your turn.
Bobcat kind of just snickers a little bit. But then he, but I look at the lady and I'm like, lady, what the hell? I thought you liked me.
I do,
And
very much.
doesn't seem like it with the murder and stuff.
She just laughs.
Okay. Bobcat, he just goes, and he's gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Wait, how far is she from us? She's not very far, right? She just backed up a few
she's
feet from
standing
me.
like five feet in front of you, basically.
Wait, how close is everyone else, though? I don't want to.
You can angle it so with Thunder Wave, you can basically position it so you can hit her and not the others.
Okay, then she's gonna take a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. That's a 15.
She saves, but she's still gonna take half of 2d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
2d8. These guys. And 8.
8, nice. Once again, you hear this soft kind of like gasping cries. You hit with this damage, and again, the voice is ever so slightly different when you hear this reactive noise. And she isn't thrown back because she passed the save, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not like when you fought. You did fight something recently where some certain types of damage weren't as effective. You feel like the full force of your attack has gone through.
Okay.
And it is back up to her turn. As she kind of steadies herself. As she looks at all of you. And she looks at you in particular. And she is going to take 20 paces back, but she's not making the disengage action, so you can have attack of opportunity if you wish it.
I do wish it.
Go for it.
I don't get to do that a whole lot. Do I get to do anything or just hit her with a weapon?
I think it's just a weapon unless you have the Warcaster feat.
No, I don't. Okay, I do have a weapon though. How does that weapon work? Okay. And that is a +3. And 13.
13. Let me just double check. 13 just misses as she just ghosts out of the range of your swipe as you go after her. And she
Will I get one too?
Actually, yes, you would, because you ran up to engage her, so yes, you will.
Okay, so I'll just give it a shot here with a mace.
Go for it.
That's a no. That's big no.
A natural no. All right, so she just manages to just dodge out of the way of both of you as you lash out as she moves backwards. And she moves backwards her full kind of 30 feet before you see her take something out of the inside of her cloak. And she is holding 2 cards. I would like you to roll a perception check for me. You all might as well.
Oh my god, please let me roll decently. I got a 15.
15, okay, that's good enough.
Thank God, because I'm not quite there.
Gifts on Doorstep, what did you roll?
Oh, sorry, I didn't do as good, so I thought I just...
If you want to roll a perception check, 11. Okay, so the only one who really sees is Bobcat, which is probably kind of not convenient. It's kind of the way it should be. You see that the woman has 2 cards in her hand. On one of them, you can just about make out what looks to be this slender, ethereal grey figure sitting on what looks to be a cloud of silver mist. And unfortunately, you didn't roll quite high enough to be able to read the words underneath.
Okay.
But the other card she is holding is familiar to you. You see a beautiful white doe surrounded by a verdant green forest. She sighs and looks at the 3 of you. I'm sorry that you were a little too late to beat me to the race for this one, but I look forward to seeing you very soon. And with that, she makes this swiping motion with the first card, and as you watch, this rift appears in the air in front of her, and she steps through.
You hear Bobcat go, bitch. And I just sigh heavily and start walking back to the shimmery place.
And indeed, as you're walking back, you notice that the portal that you came through to get here is actually starting to shrink.
Ah! I run! Guys, come on!
All right.
Clang, clang.
Could all of you please roll dexterity checks for me?
Oh no.
In fact, you can make it a saving throw if you like.
Hey, same difference. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's a 9.
12.
Also 12.
Okay, so
We
Gifts
all
on your
get
Doorstep
squished.
and Bobcat, you are at the portal. It is going to close very soon. However, because you're both there in time, one or both of you can try and reach back to grab Petey before he gets left behind.
Come on, Petey!
Wait
All right.
for me, dude!
I feel like we both try. Reach
Okay,
back.
so either you can both roll another dex check, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I feel like a cat would have better dex than me.
I have +2 dex.
That's better than me.
Okay, I'm doing it. That's a 14.
Roll it with advantage, though.
Oh, with advantage. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh!
Not 20.
Oh,
22.
20.
beautiful. And with that, you manage to clasp Petey's hand, and you just about manage to drag each other fully through this portal before it closes behind you.
I feel like I fall backwards.
Yeah, you're all dumped unceremoniously on this kind of slightly trampled grass and mud that was back, surrounded by the bodies of these huge pigs.
Bobcat just lays down on the ground, like, on his back, like, so irritated. He's just moaning like Tina Belcher. He's just like,
Are we laying in pig crap? Just
mud. Probably more like blood than crap, because you went to town on these poor pigs.
More like
Make
wallowing
sure.
than laying.
Yeah, you're wallowing a little bit.
Yeah, just like a pig.
I feel like this was a bad date for you. Is this how your days normally go when this sort of thing happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Every day since this started has been just like this. I'm just so done.
That does not sound great.
I'm just gonna roll over, and I'm still like laying on my belly next to one of the pigs, and I just start like sawing off its ears, its feet.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You'll probably
Put 'em in my
probably
little
know what you're
satchel.
doing. Yep.
Well, hopefully Oscar.
There is a point to this.
Yeah, hopefully Oscar had better luck than we did, and I guess we should just go back. I don't know. He's so defeated.
So that wasn't like that lady seemed to know you, but like you weren't friends, maybe?
Man, I don't know her. She showed up in one of my dreams and was being all weird and cryptic, kind of just like that thing. And then, man, she's got 2 of the cards. She got 2. She got the one that was there, and then I don't know. She got another one. Which maybe she got from the deck when she must be the one that stole them. I don't know. I don't know who the hell she is. I don't know what she's doing or why she wants cards. But now she's got 2 cards, and that's 2 less cards that I have, which means that I'm that much closer to getting my hand chopped off, and I'm not excited, guys. The other person is dead, which means I'm probably going to have to do all this by myself unless someone figured out how to make her alive again. I don't know, because that guy is kind of nuts. Oscar may have dropped her along the way. I have no idea. Everything sucks.
I'm gonna reach over to that little pouch with the candy and just like reach in, grab one, open it up, and just like shove. It's okay, dude. It's gonna be okay. Lathander's like, just when you think it's darkest, then comes the dawn. Sometimes the dawn comes with crazy thunderstorms that then you get hit by lightning, and that sucks. But
Bobcat
hey,
just
let's
turns
go back
around and starts walking away.
yeah, there's no end to that. It just kind of.
Yeah. I also, along the way, I'm just gonna kind of like munch on some good berries.
That's probably a good idea. Get back a little bit of health. Okay, so the 3 of you are making your way back towards Corellan's Curios in the Blackboard. And PT and Gifts on your doorstep, you might not have actually ever been in a particular shop before. Have either of you had a reason to kind of shop in the Dock Ward or any interest in antiques or curios?
I have no real interest, but I just had a flash of like, PD really loves like antique wingback chairs.
I feel like this will be interesting to Gifts on your doorstep, but I don't think they've been here yet.
Just a side note, PD, if you would like, I also offered you a handful of 4 good berries along the way.
Oh, totally munching down. Totally.
That's
Thanks,
4
dude.
hit points.
I'm
It's 4
good,
hit points.
Woo!
Oh, okay. Then just hold on to them.
No,
Later.
I ate them all. I just like downed them. Like a little bit of juice kind of running outside of my mouth. Yeah.
Okay, and indeed by the time you get back to Corellan's Curios, the sun has started to set, and indeed the clouds are now starting to roll across the sky, and it's not quite as bright and sunny as it was this morning. PT and Gifts, you find yourself looking up at this very quaint-looking antique shop, and there is a swinging wooden sign above the door with the image of a pair of hands holding what looks like a golden chest. And in the window you can see all sorts of kind of knickknacks and trinkets and interesting little objects and the thingamabobs.
Well, this looks interesting. This is where you collect your cards you've been looking for?
This is where we were when the cards got stolen, blown up, I don't know, acquired. Someone attempted to acquire them. So we kind of just got caught in the middle. But this is the shop that the curator owns, and he's the guy that knows what's going on. So we kind of get advice from him and stuff. But this is where I sent Oscar, hoping that the curator would find someone to help Pepper. And do I see Oscar when we walk in?
Oscar, you can most likely hear Bobcat's recognizable twang coming from the shop.
Oh, yeah, I hear Oscar. Oscar! Come here! Where'd you go?
Oscar will. He's just going to pad to the doorway. He's not going to leave the room, or Pepper. So you eventually you'll hear him towards the kitchen, and then see him standing in the doorway.
Once I see him, I'm gonna be like, is she back there?
And he'll lead you over to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, you follow Oscar through the shop to a back room that you haven't previously seen before, which looks to be some kind of safe storage room. And Pepper is laid out as if she's kind of just asleep on this plain, normal kind of sized table in the middle of the room.
I'm gonna ask Oscar, did he go to find someone? Was he gonna come back? Okay. I guess we'll wait. And Bobcat has one good berry left, and he just kind of pokes it into Pepper's mouth, hoping it'll do something.
I'll sit there and be like,
it a little.
I'll be like, praying to Lathander, but in the PD way. Hey, Lathander, dude, give us a hand. Come on, man.
So you reach out to try and speak to your god, and maybe it's because you're not in your your holy place. You don't seem to get a read on them right now. However, after about 10 minutes or so, you can hear as the door opens again. There's that tinkle of the little bell above the shop door, and you can hear Markello heading back. And he heads basically straight to the storeroom that you're currently standing in, and looks surprised as he sees these unknown faces, but seeing Bobcat instantly kind of settles down. Oh, Mr. Johnson, yes, it's good to see you. I gathered what happened. This is quite unexpected.
Yeah, Oscar said you went to find help. Did you find something? Anyone? Someone that can help?
I've spoken to a few. Unfortunately, revivifiers don't come free in this city, unfortunately. I have tried to pull as many strings as I can, but if you want to have the ritual performed, it'll cost you 300 gold in order to find the materials required for the spell, and that's with a hefty discount for the casting of the spell itself, I'm afraid. I managed to bring it down to the cost of the bare materials at the minimum, but I'm afraid that's the best I could do. However, you do have a few other options if you would like to consider them.
What are they?
Well, if there isn't someone in the city who can perform a revivify spell, you might be able to find with, your contacts. I've seen your specialisms. You might be able to find someone with the druidic persuasion who knows how to perform the reincarnation ritual. However, you must understand that if you do perform this, you might have heard of the spell, I'm not sure. Pepper might not be returned to you in the same form as she is now. It will be herself, her personality, her memories, but she might not be a gnome. She might be a tiefling, or even a human, or an Aasimar, or a minotaur, for all we know. But it can be a less expensive spell to have performed, and especially since you are already part of a druidic persuasion yourself, you might be able to find someone to perform it for you. Your other options... Oh, unless you have any questions.
I don't know if Pepper would want to be anyone else. And I just kind of look at Oscar like, would that would she want that?
He's been kind of listening, kind of intently, and he's gonna put his paws up on the table and very gently snag the gold ring around Pepper's wrist and pull it off and try, so now it's kind of hanging from his mouth, and he's trying to get his paw in there to put the gold ring on his paw.
So as you do indeed manage to take the ring off of her wrist, it's as if somehow it loosened slightly since she passed. And almost as soon as it releases from her, it starts to grow. And before you're able to put your paw through it, Oscar, it slips over your head onto your neck and forms a very beautiful golden collar.
That's cool as hell. Bobcat can't help himself. It's like, whoa.
But also, isn't that not as good as just losing a hand if it shrinks?
Right.
Well,
Okay.
You really got to do this thing now. But it does look
Oscar, that
really
was-
cool.
Really silly of you. Oh, man.
Now,
Oscar's
Okay.
just looking at Bobcat like,
Now what?
well, you still have a couple more options, which might
Okay.
not involve parting with any gold at all. Just so you have all the potential
Please,
paths
yes.
to consider. Well, it might be that that the next card the Seeker points you towards could be one of several places. Now, any number of the planes can help you return a lost soul. If it happens to point you towards the Shadowfell, for example, you might be able to find the soul of your friend and bring it back yourself. On the other hand, if it points you towards some of the good aligned realms, such as Elysium or Mount Celestia, you might be able to petition a Deva or other angelic creature to perform a life-giving ritual for you. If you explain your situation, they might understand. On the other hand, there is also Arcadia, which is overflowing with magical energies and powerful spellcasters. So as I say, you have many options open to you, but I can't tell you which would be the best one. I'm afraid you'll probably have to come to this conclusion yourself. But there are certainly ways to bring your friend back.
But the lady got the cards. I don't know where we're supposed to go next. I'm going to pull out the Seeker card.
The lady.
The lady that was in the place, the one that was in our dreams, she was there and she had 2 cards. And she could have killed
What
us
did
with
the
a
cards
snap
look
of her
like?
finger, I feel like. One had someone sitting on a cloud of mist, and the other one had a white doe on it.
All right, so that's
But
the
I couldn't
Huntress.
read
Hold on.
them.
He instantly starts flicking through this book. Mist. Silver mist. That seems familiar. Can you tell me any more about this individual?
Well, she had a weird voice, and she said that she wanted me to keep entertaining her, and she was sorry she didn't get to meet Pepper. And she was wearing white, I think. A white flowy dress thing, maybe?
Did it look
I have bad memory.
did it look anything like this? And he kind of spins the book towards you, and you see that slender figure kind of surrounded by the greyish silver mist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, what you have there, that card represents the Astral Plane. I'm not sure how much you know about the Astral Plane, but it is the plane of dreams, and it is an odd one. It is a plane that exists between and around all planes at the same time. Many people can travel through the Astral Plane by projecting their souls into the plane itself, and they can walk through it without being truly there. But itself, it has none of its own matter. It has no creatures living there. It is completely barren and empty as a plane. It is most interesting that this card would come up at this point. And you say there was a woman, like that simply has to be the person who broke into my storehouse in the first place. Why else could they possibly have a card?
Yeah, she said she got to it before we did. So she clearly got the one there that we were looking for. She stole it before we could get to it.
Yes, so she has 2 cards. Well, on the plus side, that's 1 card less than you have.
Yay.
Look, I'm trying to find silver linings here.
No, I appreciate it. I do. I just had a really rough day. I'm sorry. I'm not a very good panther, and those pigs were shitty. Oh, which reminds me. And then I take a pig ear out and throw it at Oscar.
Oscar catches it and nudges the bag of candies back towards you.
Thanks, man. And I'll take a candy. So this astral plane thing, no one's there. How do we get there? Is her soul there? Is that what you're saying?
I can't tell you for sure. The best course of action for getting hold of this card now is, if you are to encounter this woman again, if you see her, try and render her unconscious as quickly as you can to recover the card from her, and then you won't even have to travel to the astral plane.
Great. That's going to be so easy.
Well, the more cards that you collect in the meantime, the more powerful and versatile your abilities will become. In the meantime, you might want to think along how you wish to approach the matter of bringing back your friend, if that is what you would like to do. Bear in mind that if there is anything you want to ask her, I know that certain clerics, and he kind of gives a look towards PT, certain clerical orders will be able to put you in contact with an echo of your friend if you had any lingering questions to ask her. Perhaps what she might want.
PD.
I'm like nowhere near that powerful, man. Like I'm just a wee cleric of Lathander. Like I'm not that good yet.
In any case, it's getting quite late in the afternoon. The other 2 of you, Tabaxi and you, Cleric, how did you get involved with all this? Have they been assisting you, Bobcat?
Yeah, they've been super helpful today.
I see. Well, I appreciate that, and I'm sorry for mixing you up in this state of affairs. If you wish to peruse my shop front, you are welcome to select one of my minor trinkets if you would wish to take something with you as my way of saying thanks. This day has taken quite a heavy toll on all of us. And in the meantime, Bobcat, I suggest you get a good evening's rest, and then perhaps mull over what it is you would like to do.
I was supposed to leave her there dead?
Well,
Oscar's going to look between all of you and what's going on, and he's going to take Pepper's rapier handle in his mouth and kind of pull it out, and he's going to get up on his hind legs like he's trying to stand, and he's going to look at the wizard.
Oscar, that is your name, yes? I'm not sure if you can understand what I'm saying, but if you can, please listen.
He said he's not sure if you can understand what he's saying, but if you can, please listen. He can understand me.
That's good to know.
Oscar just looks at him like, of course I can understand you.
I think the dog's had enough, and he's challenging you to a duel.
Not in my establishment. Now listen. When one amongst the living passes, you usually have a number of days whereby they can be revived, resurrected, reincarnated. I believe you have 7 days, so 1 night to collect yourself and consider fully what it is you would like to do will not hurt Pepper. And she will be as safe here as she would anywhere, I promise you that.
He's going to he's still up on his back paws, and he's just going to put his front paws up on the elf's chest. He's got the rapier sideways in his mouth. He's holding it, and he looks at me and he goes, like he's trying to convey.
Well, I mean, can I understand anything that he's saying? I can understand basic stuff from him.
He wants to fight.
Oh.
And he knows how to. The wizard can make it so he can fight. He's focused on the wizard, on the magic.
Yeah, he wants you to make it to where he can fight or something like that.
Interesting.
Gifty.
That is... No, that gives me some ideas. I tell you what, Oscar. There is something we can do if you really wish to help your friend, if you wish to maximize the chances of bringing Pepper back safely and as herself. However, I will need an evening to study the correct incantations and spells to be able to do so, and then you have my word. Tomorrow, we will see what I can do about giving you all the very best chances to do so.
And he drops back down onto all fours and sits down and just, like he's waiting.
Bobcat goes, well, that's unnecessarily cryptic.
I know, right? What does that mean?
But
Well,
no,
whatever.
I really must insist you get some rest. This has been a trying day for everyone involved.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna stay here tonight.
Very well. As I said before, you have a room on the top floor that is all yours to use as you see fit.
Since Pepper's dead, are you gonna make breakfast in the morning?
I can make breakfast.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
Just make sure you don't get up too late because I'm not going to hang around. I have things to do.
I mean, that's reasonable. I'll get up early.
Very well. Well, I'm going to retire to my chambers. I suggest Tabaxi, wizard, and you, cleric. I suggest you find wherever you are staying and also rest yourselves. It sounds like you've done a very wonderful thing for my... I can't really call you employees. I'm just going to call you acquaintances for now.
I thought you were gonna say friend. Jeez. Okay.
I mean,
I
see,
was
we've been
expecting
together
minion.
all of about 3 days, so I can't quite jump to that level just yet. Please give me some time.
Fine.
Anyway,
Well,
thank you again
wait.
for your
Listen.
actions.
I consider you a friend regardless. But to PD and Gifty, you guys are definitely my friends. Thank you so much. I could not have survived any of this. We could not have survived any of this. And granted, Pepper did not survive this, but we did our best to save her. And I appreciate that you put your lives on the line for that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry we got defeated by bacon. Not expecting that.
Bacon is just... It's like the unexpected killer.
Yeah. Apparently not. Yeah. Never heard of anyone dying. Yeah. Dying via bacon.
It's not just the clogged arteries that'll get you in this case.
And once again, this episode has come full circle to being a lesson in healthy lifestyles.
Too much bacon could kill you.
Come back on that bacon, people.
Have
Alright,
some kale.
And
I'm not even kidding.
Oscar
I
will
almost wore
definitely-
my kale sweater today. I wish I would have now.
Oscar
Oh,
would
dear.
definitely give Petey and Gifty slobbery kisses and head nudges to say
Perfect.
thank you.
And as you all adjourn to your various locations for the evening, Oscar and Pepper are left to their own devices in the storeroom. And before we finish for the evening, Pepper, you find yourself in a dark place. You can't see anything much around you. It is pitch black. You can't even see your hands when you try and hold them up to your face. But very slowly, that darkness starts to lift, and faint colors of blues and greens start to kind of permeate what you can see. And you still can't see your hands. You still can't really get a reading on your own body. But you do hear a soft, slightly masculine voice. I'm so sorry for what happened. I know that anything I say is not adequate to express what you are doing, but understand that it is greatly appreciated, and indeed will be appreciated by far more people than you know in time. Until then, trust in your friends. Whilst they are with you, it'll never really be over. And then the voice kind of drifts out and you kind of fade back into this unconscious oblivion. And that is where we are going to end for this evening.
That's such a good ending! Ah! I have a little tear.
Thank you all so much for coming along. This episode was so wild. I did not see any of that coming. That whole stupid big encounter was meant to be really easy. They were challenge rating 2. But now the dog's got a collar.
You know what?
And...
One of the first lessons I've learned, what I ever learned playing D&D, is that death happens. My very first PC was one-shotted at 5th level. So,
oh my god.
Ouchies.
Yeah.
Well.
Yep.
Shall we go?
It makes great stories.
Shall we go around the table one more time before we sign off for this evening? So we'll go around the other way this time. Hermley and our wonderful cleric Petey. Who are you and where could we find you?
I am at Hermley on the Twitters, and I do artwork, RPG stuff all the time. I bounce around doing things for various people. Yeah, so stop by, say hi.
Awesome.
By the way, I had a ton of fun.
Excellent. I'm so pleased you had a good time. Go_JG. Did I get it right this time?
Yeah. I feel so bad. It's so difficult, especially because I usually don't capitalize the J, and people are like, IG. Just. But yeah, my name is Jess at Go_JG on Twitch and Twitter. I stream video games. I stream TTRPGs. We have a regular Aspire campaign upcoming with Fall of Magic stuff, some D&D 5e, a little bit of everything. So yeah, thanks for having me. That was a ton of fun. Unexpected bacon murders. But yeah, thanks, and check me out if any of that stuff is your jam.
Awesome. Over to Cleric.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Cleric of Cord. Like I said, I've had player characters die. I've had my characters die before, and I always think it adds to the story. It's not something that I regret ever happening to a character, because I think it always leads to something really cool. And Rach, you're an awesome DM, and I love you so much, and I don't want you to feel bad about this, because I think we're headed into what could be some really fun stuff, and it's great. It really is. It's been ages, Herm. I love playing with you. Jess, always a pleasure. Birdie, Bobcat, the best.
Thanks.
The best. I have a pinned tweet. You can find me. I'm at Cleric of Court on Twitter. Lots of games going on. I will be back again tomorrow for Basilica of Cudgel, which is a Greyhawk game. Playing a nice little paladin who's very happy and go lucky. And then over on Grimjack's channel tomorrow evening for a playthrough of Petra V's new Summer at Woodlake. But check my pinned tweet out. Find me where you can find me, and thanks for stopping in and watching, guys. It happens. This is I can feel some good story stuff coming.
Awesome. I'm so excited to see what happens next. And Birdie.
Yes, my name is Birdie, also known as the Birdiesaurus, all over the internet, Instagram and Twitter and Twitch and all the fun things. I want to commend you, Rachel. I know you always get like all worried about how you've done and stuff, but you ran with that so well. Like, it just flowed beautifully. I was super, super impressed. So excellent job tonight. This was a super, super fun one. I've never had to experience another player getting killed, so I was just like, what do now? So that's super crazy. But yeah, so like I said, I'm all over the internet at the Birdiesaurus, and then in exactly 1 month, I'll be back over on twitch.tv/weirdlings as the Heroes of Awesome, the Dominion of Esland, returns to Twitch, and I play Alaria's Shadowfair, a Drow Ranger in that game, so super fun. And I'll see you there in a month, but we'll see you back here next week.
Awesome. Again, stop. I can't. I'm getting all busted. So yeah, I am Rachel. I am at Talonier on Twitter. You can find me pretty easy on there. I do a lot of D&D and other tabletop kind of artwork. That's like my side jam. And obviously, I am here every Thursday at 5 p.m. EDT. I believe that's the one right now. Also known as 10 p.m. BST. God, time zones. If you live in the UK like me and keep forgetting your own time zone because it's now like 1 a.m. But yeah, I had so much fun tonight. The improv was strong with this one. But it was so much fun. I'm really pleased I got to introduce a villain. Yay! And yeah, I really like dream sequences, so that's great. And yeah, I really didn't expect to kill anyone with pigs, so that's a new experience for me as well. But yes,
that'll teach you to think we can handle ourselves.
Yeah,
the bacon burgers.
So
the bacon incident.
The bacon incident with the pig in the nighttime. So yeah, aside from here on Thursdays, you can find me on Tuesdays alternating. So next week you can find me on Susanna Grace's channel playing the Witcher tabletop game, where I am playing a very done with the world merchant named Orla. And then on the other Tuesdays, so alternating weeks with that one, I play Mercy, the drunken master tiefling, on the Nerdsmith channel in the game Final Rites, which is an all-tiefling campaign, which is a lot of chaotic fun, and it's really cool. So yeah, that's probably all of my stuff. So thank you all again so very much for coming to watch the game tonight. Had such a great time. I hope you did too. Oh, and the Wild Magic Surge, yes. So Gifts on Your Doorstep got a lovely Wild Magic Surge, which meant she could speak to fish, but only if she put her head underwater first. Would have been amazing and great for a tabaxi if that had transpired that way, but alas, maybe one day she'll just find this out and get a bit of a shock and do that thing that cats do when they're surprised and just freak out. But yes, again, thank you so much for coming. I had a great time, and yeah, can't wait to carry on the story next week and see what on earth happens. Don't want. I do. I want to see what you guys do. I'm going to have to do reactionary plotting this time.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, guests, though. You guys were great, too.
Yes, thank you so much, Homely and Go JG. That was so kind of you to come along and step in. Your characters were so much fun.
Go check those two out on Twitter. Go check them out, guys.
Sure.
Trust me.
For sure.
That was way too like, do it or else. Calm
Whatever
down.
will come on to.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight, folks. I think from us. Thank you so much. Until
Thank you.
next time.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.